The feudal society was based upon the oath of fealty to the king for land. His tenants or vassals would perform the fealty in exchange for plots of land called fiefs. Feudalism was a primary political system of the Middle Ages. All power belonged to the lord of the manor. The peasants held land for the lord. The lord provided his serfs with farmland and protection and housing. Because the lord did that, in return the serfs tended his land and performed other tasks like caring for his animals. The lord would share the crops the serf tended. The experience level varied depending on the period of time when one side persuaded the other side into breaking formation. The cavalry would be demolished. The more resources the noble had access to, the better his troops were. Heavy cavalry was the difference between victory and defeat. Their charges could break the lines of most infantry. Living off the land was a method for smaller armies solving problems. The armies would forcibly take and use all available resources from land they passed through. Castles had moats and high walls with openings in them to shoot or pour things like rocks and hot tar. The church provided services to the people. The church united all the different countries and dominated everybody's lives. Everyone thought their souls were the most important thing from what the church taught them. Not all vows were kept by monks, popes, and priests. The church used scare tactics to get everyone to believe in God, heaven, and hell. Many priests married and had families. Bishops sold positions in the church. Priests were nearly illiterate and could barely read their prayers. Popes were men of questionable morals. Church collected taxes of 1/10 the yearly income from every Christian family. 9 crusades were based on religious conflicts. Catholic Europe against Muslims, pagans, and people under the haunt of excommunication. The objective was to release the Holy Land. The effects influenced the wealth and power of the Catholic Church. He was to be a warrior meant to obey the code of chivalry. They were classed fourth in the feudal system. They were to support their lord. Knights enforced the rules of their lord. They protected the manor and would fight in battles. Henry was the first, succeeded by his son Richard. When Richard died, John took the throne. He was cruel to his subjects and took as much money as he could. He raised taxes and his nobles revolted. They forced John to agree to the Magna Carta. It guaranteed certain basic political rights. Guaranteed rights including no taxation without representation, a jury trial, and the protection of the law. The English king Edward III claimed the French crown. France seized all English property in France. Warfare changed, cavalry was gone. The French monarchy tried to tax towns in Europe. Many farms were destroyed and cities were destroyed. The taxes in France and England were raised from the war experience, which caused a revolt from citizens.